So if you've been RVing any length of time, you know that dips will hit when you're out on the road and in travels. Sometimes those dips are really, really deep. Other times they're just minor little dips in the road. All right, I feel like I need to give a little explanation of what I mean by dips in the road, or RV dips. My definition would be an event either large or small that takes us off course of a great RV experience. A small dip might be something like what I'm going to talk about in this video. It could be something as simple as a bad spot at an RV campground, or something like our reality doesn't match up to what our expectations of a trip were. A large dip could be something like a blown tire that could get very dangerous, or in my case, having your fuel pump go out when you're 10 miles away from your campground destination, and having to get your truck towed all the way back home and borrowing a friend's truck to tow your trailer home. The real thing is, these RV dips are going to happen. It's just part of RV life. On our recent trip to Catalina State Park in Tucson, Arizona, we hit one of those little dips in the road. But even though sometimes you have to really watch yourself to not get caught up too much in the emotional aspect of it, to be brought down too far, you still want to get out and really enjoy your trip, which in the end we really did end up enjoying our trip to Tucson and Catalina State Park. We had a beautiful location that stared out to the mountain that was out there, the Catalina Mountains. But let me give you a little bit of background of this dip and how it actually turned out to be kind of comical in some way. We keep our trailer plugged into our shore power at home so we can keep the refrigerator going, and then on a short trip like this, everything stays cold. We can put it in the refrigerator and it travels really nicely. My plug at my house is a 50 amp, so I have to use a dog bone to step it down to 30 amp. I went to unplug the shore power so we could get on the road. We were kind of anxious to get out on a Friday afternoon. And sure enough, as I pulled the plug out of the wall, I could not pull my shore power cord out from the dog bone that it was tied into. And it turns out that the dog bone had melted somehow. Something internally went wrong, and it melted to my shore power cord. Well, the more I pulled on it trying to separate it, the prongs finally kind of gave way, and I knew this was not a safe environment to continue on. We do have a few RV stores nearby to where we live, so I drove down the road, and first one I went into found a 25-foot 30 amp power cord, and I came back to our trailer and got into where the converter charger is and pulled out the wires from the old cord and installed the new cord and wired it into the converter charger panel. If you are not certain on how to do this, please do not attempt this without an electrician. I am not a licensed electrician, but I do work with electrical connections, and it's a fairly easy change out if you have a little bit of knowledge in that area. Once we got to our campsite, which in Arizona, the state parks are usually electric and water connections and do not have sewer connections at your campsite, but they do usually have a dump station within the campground itself. So I hooked up to the water source and tied into our city water port on our trailer and turned the water on. Well, after a little while, water started pouring out from our freshwater tank. I had no idea what was going on with this because the freshwater tank I thought was 100% isolated from anything having to do with city water. I figured at this point something was going on, so I got to find out where my water pump is, which I have never looked into before, and I got to see what's going on with that. It wasn't until I got home from the weekend I was able to go online on YouTube and see some of the other issues that could be happening. As it turns out, it is probably the check valve in my water pump that is failed. So there is a check valve to prevent, when you're tied into city water, it prevents the city water from going into your freshwater tank. Obviously, since I was overflowing, this had failed. So I took off the panel, in my case is underneath my refrigerator, and that is where the water pump is stored. I looked at where the water pump is, and much to my surprise, I found this. And that is where the story turns a little more comical. I had staring me right in the eyes a quail inside my trailer. And first of all, I'm going, how in the world did it get in there? Because I have a protective covering underneath my trailer that is fully covering the bottom side. And I did not see anywhere that there were holes in that. Obviously, there is some kind of a spot where this quail was able to get in. And then on top of that, he got through other holes to get inside my trailer underneath the cabinets. So now the fun began, trying to get this thing outside of my trailer where it belongs in nature. And this is how it went. Well, they talk about dips on trips. We got a water leak, and then trying to find the water leak. This is what we found. Let's get the door open. We're gonna get this guy out.
Poor girl. Look, there's any eggs.
Come on. How do I? Oh, great.
What?
He got through somewhere. Well, our saga. How are we gonna get you out of here, guy? So I want to know, I'm going to have to get something that's got some length and try to get him to fly out one of these.
Here, you want the broom?
Yeah. Well, this is... Here, you can film it if you want, but I may scream.
Okay.
You may. I'm definitely sure you will. Come on. Come on. Oh, there he is. Huh. You gotta come out sometime, buddy.
You know, if it's got a buddy, maybe he's got some eggs in here. Or youngins.
Well.
Maybe it's a she. And it's definitely seasoned. You know what I mean? Oh, almost. Now he's flying up. She's flying up.
There you go.
Oh! Oh!
The door's open. No, no, no. You did not go in our bedroom. Come on.
No. Did you get back
There
in
you go.
Oh,
It's gone.
sorry, I missed that part. I missed that part.
Whew.
I don't know where he landed. Rescued, sorta. I don't know if it was he, she that got rescued or us.
I
Alright.
hope there's not any quailets around here. Well, that was exciting. So now we're gonna move on to our next adventure. So let me know in the comments, what kind of an unexpected passenger have you ever had in your RV on any kind of trip that you have taken? Don't let the little dips that come into your life, as they will come, because if you're in the RV life and you have been for any amount of time, Those dips do happen. Don't let it ruin your trip. We still had a great time when we were out there in the middle of nature. Hopefully also, this will help you if you ever have something where your freshwater tank is overflowing and you are not using the water pump. It is not turned on. You have no power to it. Now, if you found any value in this video, give it a like or a thumbs up and let me know if you've had anything like what happened to me happen to you. Till next time, safe travels.
No. Get back
There
in
you go.
Rescued, sorta. I don't know if it was he, she that got rescued or us.